Have you ever thought that you could be diagnosed with the mental health problem of the century, of the last 15 years? So, in my presentation today of effects of cell phone addiction, I will talk about the problems that we can have with the addiction of cell phone, and what can happen just not to our day, like not pay attention to class and all the things, but also in our health and mental health. All the informations that I'm presenting in this presentation, they all came from library sources, from scholars research. One is two of them are from China, professors from China that did the studies, the researches with people around the world, and one is from an American professor that he is now living in South Africa and has multi-winning awards winning as a journalist and has superior communication skills. So in one of my researches, one of my sources that I got, we have the time that an average of time that we spend in our cell phone today. So female spend around 42% of the day, that would be 600 minutes. It's like 10 hours. 10 hours of the days just on the cell phone is. Imagine that we should sleep around 8 hours every day, and then you have 16 hours, and then you lose 10 hours just on your cell phone. So it's a lot of time that we could be doing a lot of things, studies. A lot of times we just complain that we don't have time for a day to do a lot of things, but actually, if you think about it, we lose a lot of time on the cell phone. Sometimes it can be useful, but most of the time it's just social media and waste of time. We could be doing better. In males, we spend an average of 32% of our time in the cell phone. And that's around 6 hours and something. I know that taxi and driving is something that we are hearing every day that is dangerous, that we shouldn't do, but here are just some important facts that I think that we should think about and may change. I'm not here to say don't taxi and drive, just 11 teenagers die every day because of taxi and driving. The reaction using a cell phone is the same as someone that is 70 years old. 95% of the people is aware of what can happen, but 35 will still say that they know it and they still doing it. And with cell phones, it has this chance to crash is 23 times higher than just driving normally. I also got another numbers that divides where we spend our time on cell phone. It's around 95 minutes texting, 15 minutes using our email, and one of the different study that a professor did in the same research, one of the same research that I did, that I got, is about college students in 2010 with 2,500 students. He did a survey. In this survey, the students said that they spend around 1 hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours just on Facebook. It's daily. It's too much. And the Center of Mental Disease. It's estimated to reach that 18% of your population today has this mental disease that is caused by the cell phone. It is the cell phone addiction. And people with depression and anxiety tends to get worse when they are addiction to the cell phone. While they are using the cell phone, they still the same. They don't get not too much problems, but when they when they stop using the cell phone, their behavior get very, very worse. Aggressive behavior and suicide has been also related to internet addiction, especially for people that play games that is aggressive games and things like that. I'm forgetting to say something. Also, the effective can begin early. One of recent studies made by Maposa, that is a multi-awarding journalist with superior communication skills. She she is saying that kids has more risk to be affected with serious disease because they have a smaller school and then they have more fluids in their heads, and with the waves that the cell phone produce, like in call and internet use, the things it can affect more your forehead, and then it can generate like cancer, can create a higher chance. With addiction before 20, the chances to have cancer is higher. They also say about people that have small heads, it doesn't matter your age, but if you have a small head, you can have higher chance to have cancer. Also, kids can, with the addiction to cell phone, not then using, but if you're using too much close to them, in the near future they can suffer brain tumors, hearing problems, and all of that is because of the signals penetration deeper in their head. And male addicts actively have a higher chance of suffer of lower sperm count. So it's the same problem, is the signals that penetrate in our heads, and it can cause it. So the addiction to cell phone is something really serious, and we should pay more attention about that because it's something that is with us all the day, during the class, out of class, before sleep, when we wake up, and not only wasting our time, but it's getting bad for our healthy. That's my presentation.